Hello, this is for assignment 2. I'm going to be looking at the first part of assignment 2, which is the creative doc. Now, in Classroom, under classwork, you'll see the assignment hand in space, and all of your assignments will be here. Professional discussion is pretty much there for all of you now. Assignment 2 is a two-parter, the creative doc and the micro teach. We're going to focus in this video entirely on the micro teach. So let's have a look. In this assignment, you've got time and support between now and the 14th of December to create evidence for the following tasks. Now, what I'm really looking for here is a reflective written account about your practice. I'm really keen for you to illustrate this and to augment it and to enhance your reflective written accounts with images, screenshots, videos, audio, maybe links to actual resources, perhaps. I'm keen for your creative doc, which could be a Word document with some bits embedded within it, could be a site using Google Sites, Weebly or Wix, could be a slide deck using Canva or PowerPoint, could be a Wakelet or another blog style tool like Pinterest maybe. I do not mind how you do this, so long as I have the following covered. Describe features of inclusive teaching and learning. Relate to your practice or ways. What are the features of inclusive teaching and learning? Can you give examples? Compare the strengths and limitations, the pros and the cons of teaching and learning approaches used in your own area of specialism. So being specific to your particular area, your cohort of learners, in relation to meeting individual learner needs. What are the pros and cons of your teaching and learning approaches that you use? So you might want to take your top 3, for example, whether it be group discussion, quizzes, role play, and tell me the strengths and limitations of those approaches that you use primarily in your own area. Reflect. Explain, to give examples, why it is important to provide opportunities for learners to develop English, maths, and digital skills. Think in terms of employability, in terms of job readiness, in terms of helping them to become a very positive, active member of society, perhaps. Maybe it's crucial for their industry readiness. Why bother with English, maths, and digital? Why provide opportunities in your lessons to develop those skills? In your creative doc, I'm also looking for you to explain why it is important to create an inclusive teaching and learning environment in terms of the physical room itself, in terms of psychologically, with your behavior, your mannerisms, your gestures, your tone of voice, your structuring of the course, your adaptability in terms of assessment, perhaps. Why is it important to think about this and to create an inclusive teaching and learning environment, both physically in your classrooms and psychologically as well? Explain in your creative doc also why it is important to select teaching and learning approaches, resources and assessment approaches to meet individual learner needs. Why bother selecting approaches that are aligned with the needs of the learners? Explain. Give examples of when Resources and assessment methods have been selected that meet individual learner needs and reflect on why it meets their needs, why it was the right choice, or perhaps why not as well. Could be quite useful. That way you're really thinking about why certain approaches are appropriate or inappropriate for certain learners. You may have experienced that in your practice. Explain ways to engage and motivate learners so they care. Why is that important? Why bother? Why make it relevant and connected, and so they have skin in the game and are committed and lean in to the opportunities in your classrooms? Why bother to engage and motivate learners? Summarize ways to establish ground rules with your learners, collaboratively, or perhaps from departmental viewpoints, or perhaps you, the individual educator, working with a group, establishing that baseline of expectation. How are ways you might go about doing that? And lastly, in your creative doc, I want you to justify. So provide some evidence, whether it be research, quotes, or stats and facts, justifying your own selection of teaching and learning approaches, the way you approach things in relation to meeting individual needs. So this one here, justify, it's actually quite similar to this one here. So in point B, you're comparing the pros and cons of teaching and learning approaches that you use. For this one here, you're justifying, you're explaining and providing evidence as to why it is impactful. Back it up. Prove it. There we go. The creative doc can be a Word document with some additions, some enhancements in terms of images, screenshots, links. Could be that. Or you could go further and be even more creative and use a platform that you like using. A blog, a website, a slide deck. And to add to it with mixed media, maybe videos of you talking for a couple of these would be really nice way to create a rich tapestry of learning beyond just the written word. The more personalized, the better for this assignment. Hence why we've called it the creative doc. I want to see your personality on this assignment. Examples, resources, links, maybe an audio recording of you covering one of these points. Might be a way to think about answering different elements as you encounter them. Maybe a vlog, maybe some images annotated with your thoughts, justifying as to why the resource was impactful. I want you to be creative. Speak to Laura, speak to myself. Any questions, we're here to help you. So the first part of your second assignment, AS2, is the creative doc. It will cover just over half the criteria for Unit 4. This will be due in the 14th of December. I'll be with you that week before your deadline to help you. Of course, I'm also available to help you online or in person if you book in the time. Any questions, as ever, speak to us.